Hi everyone, I'm Sean Smash, and this is Geronimo VR. As an avid shooter game fan, regardless of platform, I've been looking forward to this game's release for quite a while now, having caught news of it in early development. Having a military background, and specifically from a combat infantryman viewpoint, this game seemed to be ready to tickle my brain in a way that no other VR shooter had before. And for the most part, I was right. Let me start by saying, the game is far from perfect, being a small developer at launch with floor tracking issues that will, however, fixed very quickly, so you will experience and may even see bugs in the game. Outside of that, the game, as far as everything else, hits it out of the park. Weapon manipulation, the height over bore, the look graphically of the game, and so much more makes the game more immersive than most VR shooters on the market. So let's take a tour of the game features and mechanics that stand out to me. Starting off at the known distance range, you can see the pistol itself is a Staccato brand 2011. And right away, something that stood out was the ability to lock the slide back. There's also the ability to manipulate the external safety as demonstrated. The insertion of magazines in this game is very intentional and deliberate compared to other VR shooters, which has its pros and cons. Watching and experiencing the shooting pattern and feel of the pistol, it feels a lot like the Staccato shoots in real life, as far as audio, follow-on shots, and slide action in my opinion. These added features bring out the extra layer of realism and training value to me in comparison to other VR shooters on the market. Nothing stand out or groundbreaking, but key mechanics and fundamentals that add to the immersion. That being said, unlike other VR shooters, you will not see highlighted indicators on how to manipulate weapons. Moving on to the AR15 platform, you can see there are several ways to manipulate this weapon, just like the pistol platform. There are various points to hold the front of the weapon from all the way out to the muzzle to on the mag well itself. The multi-position safety can also be manipulated on the rifle platform. This allows you to practice safety discipline between engagements just like you would on a real range. Another unique feature to this game is the L-shaped magazine or V-shaped magazine change depending on which weapon platform you're using that allows you to retain the magazine in the weapon for later on. Moving on to the pistol range, you can see there's a few range setups to pick from. Pick one, grab a timer, get set up. You're going to see a mix of competitive style shooting scenarios that are going to have cardboard and steel targets for you to engage and get some practice reps in. Transitioning over to the rifle range, you're going to see a similar setup allowing you to pick a range scenario and practice. Pick one, grab a timer, get shooting. The style of these shooting scenarios are similar but not the same as the ones that you're going to see over on the pistol range. After all that shooting, you're going to be low on ammo. Throughout the training area, you're going to see these gray ammo boxes. They're going to allow you to open them up and replenish empty or half full mags. Top them off with fresh one on your kit or your rifle. Moving into the shoot house, you can see there are a ton of ways to interact and train here, starting with everyone's favorite, demo breaching. You can also breach with a shotgun, kicking, or just opening the door. Having your kit set up so your gear is accessible becomes essential in this situation, and it's a good place to learn. Here you see the game has a high and low ready rifle position placement that allow you to sprint while still keeping the rifle ready. And here's a great example of having your kit set up properly so everything that you need is accessible when you need it. I just started playing the game, so I'm still learning too. Next, you're going to see your ability to breach a door with a shotgun in more ways than one. In this example, we're blowing the hinges instead of the locking mechanism to defeat the door. You might have just caught that I didn't have my safety off when trying to engage that target. Another learning curve to the game. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the hub, where you do kit and weapon customization. There could be a whole video on its own for this, but here's a crash course right after I fix the placement on those demo charges. If I'm being honest, this is really dark in here, so let me do some editing magic to make things easier to see. So as you can see, placement is outlined in blue when it's good, or red when it can't be placed there. Picking your kit pouches is as easy as going through the menus and selecting what you want and then placing it on your vest. There is a vest and belt option, so you can fully customize your loadout to whatever your mission or training needs are. I personally like to have a belt with a couple of magazine pouches for my primary and secondary, just for easier access. Character customization is very similar, with a decent amount of options to choose from for your personal character. We will explore putting some operator jeans on my guy and see what color options are going to look like. You can pick everything from your vest style, belt style, plate carrier style, helmet, type of footwear. I was surprised by the amount of options you actually had to personalize your character, as well as the guns in your vest. The gun bench follows the same menu and selection style, with a huge selection of things like optics, grips, and muzzle devices for the various weapons they have available in the game. I threw together this SIG Rattler in this example with a few personally selected parts. Setting up your gun is absolutely user preference or mission dependent, but just like the weapons, there are no indicator that will show you what parts go where, so some research or basic knowledge goes a long way. Like I said before, this doesn't exactly highlight exactly what you can and cannot put on a gun, so if you'd like to see a video that outlines some of these specifics, comment down below and let me know. This last part I'm selecting here is I'm actually looking for an infrared device. I picked a flashlight instead. Like I said, learning curve. If you made it this far, you need to know there are a ton of other features I didn't get to in this quick overview, like the changing of POV you're seeing right now. Feel free to comment down below if you want to see more in-depth videos on particular subjects, and don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and learned anything. Lastly, don't forget to sub if you want to catch more Geronimo VR action or gaming content here on the channel. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.